Blacks have been in the Baltimore Police Department for only 46 years when in 1937 Violet Hill White, known as Lady Law, was hired. Since that time, the role of women on the force has changed from that of social worker to full-fledged law enforcement officers. Women have been an integral part of the department's progress and development ever since. Policewoman Violet Hill White broke the color barrier by becoming the first black Baltimore City police officer in 1937. Soon after her appointment to the police department, she was given the title Lady Law in recognition of her performance. First an officer, then a sergeant, then finally a lieutenant. Mrs. White earned the respect of offenders, fellow police officers, and the community. It was apparent that she meant business, and she became a one-woman police force. In 30 years on the force, Lieutenant White never fired a shot at anyone. She was better known for her wise words to distraught mothers, sound advice to wayward girls, and kind words to the elderly. Mrs. Esther Bailey, Lady Law's daughter, shares her experience of growing up with a mother who was a police lieutenant.
As a child, well, I knew she meant what she said. And it was difficult for me sometimes in school and in life because I was always identified as Miss White's daughter, one of her daughters. And if you, well, you're not a Baltimorean, I don't believe, but all youngsters, young ladies in Baltimore were identified as her daughters. And many times she would tell me that she would be in her office, say from 6:30 in the morning, and children would come sometimes by themselves to tell of some problems that they had at home, maybe child abuse or maybe not enough food or clothing, this sort of thing.
Lieutenant White's active spirit inspired other black police officers. Lieutenant Carolyn Robinson was next to follow in Mrs. White's footsteps. In 1942, she became the city's second black policewoman. Lieutenant Robinson's outstanding performance record includes such notable tasks as the creation of the Officer Friendly Program and directly solving several complex cases. According to Lieutenant Robinson, meddling was her key to helping people.
Even people who meet me today and say that I had helped them, it was a rewarding sort of thing, because if you could help a person, I felt that I was well paid for it, and I didn't mind doing it. And I liked working with people, and my husband always says I was always meddling, but my meddling got me there. So, I mean, I find people today, I met a man not too long ago who said, you don't remember me, but you helped me many years ago, which gives you a nice feeling.
How did you happen to choose the police force?
I didn't.
It chose you?
Yeah.
In what way?
I had been working at Barrett School. I left there, and I was teaching at Sparrows Point. And I got a call and asked if I would be interested in police work. And the interesting thing was, I went in, I was appointed, and the day I was appointed, I was sent up to be sworn in. And I asked the policewoman that took me up, I said, what do police women do? And she said, everything the men don't do.
Black women have come a long way since 1937. They came from a period in time when police women were considered no more than social workers. Today, black women are active in every facet of the law enforcement field. In fact, Commander Bessie Norris of the Southwestern Police District is another first. She's Baltimore's first black woman police commander. Women have indeed come a long way. They have proven themselves to be an active part of the law enforcement team and work as equals, side by side with their male counterparts.